I need help. Now, before I go too far along, there are some occasions, sometimes, some situations that are not dire, they're not desperate, you're not going to die, they aren't that bad. There are some situations that you have some control over, some situations that are within your limitations, some situations that are within your power. You could fix it. You could get it right. It may take a little effort. It might take a little bit of ingenuity, but you could fix it. You could get it straight. You could put it back in order. You could put it back together again. You could do it. You could work it out. You could make it happen. But there are some situations that are beyond your limitations, outside of your control, in your power. You can't put it back together again. You can't get it straight. Matter of fact, you don't know anybody that can get it straight. Matter of fact, you've never seen anybody put that kind of brokenness back together again. Matter of fact, it's not in your mind, in your imagination. You couldn't imagine how it could get back together or be fixed or be put back in place. There's some things that are within your power. But beloved, I'm here to talk to you about the times in life that you may go through, may be going through now, or have gone through, where you don't have any strength for that kind of problem. You don't have any answer to that kind of difficulty. You don't have a fix for that kind of issue. You don't have a workaround for that kind of problem. I'm talking about the time where all you can do is cry out to the Lord and say, Lord, I need help. I need some power. I need some strength. I need some hope. I need some peace. I'm about to fall apart. I don't have it. I don't know how to get it. I've never seen it done before, but I'm trusting in you. I'm talking about them times when a little bit of extra money ain't gonna fix it. Getting another job ain't gonna work it out. Going to counseling probably not gonna fix that thing. You need divine intervention. And all you can do is cry out to the Lord, I need help. Now, I don't know if you've never been in a situation, keep on living. Because there's going to come a time where it's going to be outside of your power to fix your family situation, outside of your power to fix your marriage, outside of your power to fix your kids, outside of your power to fix your money problem. Outside, there's going to come a time where you're going to need some divine intervention on a cosmic level. You're going to need God to move some stuff on your behalf. Stuff you couldn't move your own stuff. You don't even have anybody you know that can help you move that kind of mountain. But God is able. And so what I want to do is I'm going to highlight 5 people today. And so we're going to look at David, because somebody in here is dealing with a David situation. We're going to look at Hezekiah, because somebody's going through a Hezekiah situation. We're going to look at Jehoshaphat, because somebody's going through a Jehoshaphat situation. We're going to look at Paul, because somebody's going through a Paul situation. And we're going to look at Peter, because somebody's going through a Peter situation. Now, I don't know who you fall in line with. Now, matter of fact, let me throw in there for instance, because I don't want y'all to think those all men. I'll even throw in this Hannah, because somebody's going through a Hannah situation. Amen. Now, I don't know whose situation you're going through. But I got good news. When you're at your wit's end, when there's nothing left you can do, you're out of options, you're out of resources, you're out there. There's still hope for you. You got to call out to the Lord. If we look at David, if you go to Psalms chapter 40, verses 1 through 6, in that particular passage, David says this. He said, I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and he heard my cry. He lifted me up out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and the mire. He set my feet on the rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Notice how David said he waited for the Lord. He called on the Lord, but it was God that had to turned to him. It was God that lifted him. It was God that set him up high. It was God that put a new song in his heart. David, in this situation, we don't know what David was going going through. But what we do know, David couldn't lift himself. David couldn't place himself. David couldn't set himself. God, he couldn't do it. He needed divine. And there's somebody here, you're going in a David, you got a David situation. You're down so low, you don't know how you're going to get up. You've been down and it's muck and it's mire, it's dirty, it's nasty. I don't know if you got yourself into it or circumstances got you in. The text does not say. All we know is that David was down and he was down in the muck, in the mire. That's a symbol for it's messy where he is. It's dirty where he is. It's slippery. He can't get himself out. He needs God to lift him up. Now, I don't know what your situation is, but I'm here to let you know, if you cry out to him, one of the things you're going to see in this is that there comes a place in your life where you got to cry out to God. I'm not talking about, Lord, come see about it. I'm talking about where you got to yell it, where you got to holler, where you got to get by yourself. Tears got to come, and you got to just call on the Lord and say, Lord, I need your help. David said he turned to me. What is he saying? God's mercy and favor found its way to David's residence. God's mercy and favor turned towards David, and David began to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. That's why I'm here to let you know, you got to cry out to God and declare, I need help. You know what? Some folk don't get help because they don't ask for help. And then here David in Psalms 40 and Psalms 116 it said, I cried out to God and he heard me. David has no power. David don't have any strength. God had to lift him up. God had to set him up. And so there's somebody here, you're going through a David situation. We don't know any details. We don't know what it is. But what we do know is, unless God lifts you, you can't get lifted. Unless God turns to you, ain't nothing going to happen. And so you got to call. You called everybody else. You told everybody else. But it's now time for you to cry out to the Lord. And look, this can't be a thing where you got some pride left. Oh, no, no, no. At this point, ain't no pride left. Amen. You got to call out to God and say, Lord, I'm sorry. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how I got. Look, I need your help, though. I don't know what to say. I just know I need you to come in my situation.